Welcome to the 15th week after Pentecost. It is Thursday, September the 5th, 2024. This is the Manna at the Tap podcast, where we as a community actively seek the spiritual nourishment our souls crave. I'm Gloria, your fellow traveler on this spiritual journey, and together we offer and receive insights and interpretations from the daily lectionary readings, which provide the manna designed to nurture our spiritual growth. Today's lectionary reading is from the book of Proverbs, part of the Bible's wisdom literature, traditionally assigned to King Solomon. The rabbis said that Solomon wrote Song of Songs in his lustful youth, Proverbs in seasoned middle age, and Ecclesiastes in disillusioned old age. The book of Proverbs seeks to teach its readers and hearers wisdom, that is, the attitude and means to live well. It is common sense wisdom that is based on experience and observation, and it is grounded in a right relationship with God. Wisdom literature is for the formation of a person's character. It speaks to young people to do well by doing good and to have the good life by exhibiting the virtues of honesty, hard work, self control, and above all, the fear of the Lord. The Proverbs are spiritual guides for ordinary people on an ordinary day. It is a book that has an optimistic view of wisdom, and two verses stand out that characterize the message. Verse 3, Proverbs is for gaining instruction in wise dealing, righteousness, justice, and equity. And verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So the question is, what does it mean to fear the Lord? At its most basic level, the fear of the Lord is the knowledge that God is God and we are not. When faced with the power that called the universe into being, that scattered the stars in space, and that sustained the world every moment of every day, our proper response is awe, reverence, and yes, even to some extent fear. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. The writer to the Hebrews in chapter 10:31 stated that. The fear of the Lord, the fear of the God who created the universe, though, wants to be in a relationship with us. This is the prerequisite for wisdom. Such proper fear teaches us our place and how to live well. Well, the lectionary reading is Proverbs chapter 1, verses 1 to 19. And the practical teaching begins with calling the unnamed son to heed the guidance of his parents, the father's instructions, and the mother's teaching. The parent's education is to be honored and treasured as jewelry, a garland to grace one's head, and a chain to adorn the neck. The father's instruction is to make his son aware of the enticement and the danger of bad company. This first instruction in Proverbs is a warning and speaks about the company the son keeps and the friendships he makes. He's not to consent and be enticed by joining those plotting evil actions. He is to distance himself from them, no matter what is promised as financial gain. Young people, though, need to feel they belong. And the invitation really was to join a gang. It was not for relationship, but to lie in wait for some innocent person to come along. Then the gang would attack them. The promise of easy money and feeling empowered would be a strong temptation for the young man. The guidance from father to son was simple. He was to avoid the wicked and their plans because their feet ran to evil. The son was not to walk on the same pathway as the wicked. Now, the Father will outline to the Son how the plans of evil people are foolish and their promises are in vain. So he calls his son's attention to the wisdom of a bird smart enough not to be caught in a trap when it watched the hunter set it up. But the wicked do not consider the apparent disaster that is awaiting them. They think they will succeed in trapping others, but they will end up ambushing and hurting themselves, unable to escape, and in the end, losing their own life. Sadly, we are prone to making the same mistakes when we seek to keep company and make friends with foolish people who despise godly wisdom.